Dime, dime, dime. You know what time it is? It's time to get sauced up with the first Kuroko no Basket reaction. And if you're tuning in from last week, welcome back. But if you're here for the first time, welcome. I do watch Kuroko every week. So if you guys want to join me on my journey with this anime, consider hitting that subscribe button. Now, I'm not sure if you guys know, but you could have saw this reaction last week and uncut. So if you guys want to check that out, consider checking out the Patreon. Link in the description box below. For the culture one time, go ahead and attack that like button. Let's get this thing popping. Basketball. Okay. Generation of miracles. Okay. A phantom sixth man. Okay. So, okay, this is interesting. All right. Are these like club signups? Yeah. It's so interesting that there's like basketball. Is it clubs or is it like tryouts for teams? You looking at girls? What? Oh. I just saw a basketball. And you'll be cute? Bruh, he tall.
If you was any bigger, you'll be my bigger nigga.
The intensity of a wild tiger. He must have learned from the swords. What? That famous group? Okay. So I'm assuming the kid with the blue hair is Kuroko. Oh, club coach? Nah. Interesting. That's awesome that they're focusing on the training aspect of it early on, right? Like, as opposed to just like naturally gifted, like we in the bag already, you know what I'm saying? They're actually focusing on the training and conditioning aspect of basketball, which is interesting. I'm digging that. Nah, how long you been there? I've been there the whole time. He was right in front of me and I didn't notice. What? The funny thing is I wonder how average his body looked. You know what I'm saying? I've been there we've been like, I've been there the whole time. You don't smell like anything. What that smell like? Let me grab if he's acting like really trash. 101. I wonder how they're gonna exaggerate basketball players. Like, oh, the crossover. You know what I'm saying? Oh, step back. Oh, he dropping dimes. He's the best dime. He drops the best dimes in the country. How are we gonna stop it? Like, I can't wait to see how they exaggerate it. He has the fastest first step. He's terrible.
綺麗事言っても世の中に才能ってのは厳然としてある。お前にバスケの才能はね。それは嫌です。
You know what's interesting about that? That's such it's an interesting take because certain sports, genetics are a primary factor in someone becoming great, right? Genetics play a huge role in that. For instance, if you're a swimmer and you have a short torso, probably not gonna be that good of a swimmer. Just saying, right? Same thing if you're a sprinter and you're short, you have really short legs. The chances of you being extraordinary as a sprinter, probably not gonna be that strong, right? There's particular types of builds that work really well in particular types of sports. That's just what it is, right? Now, if you're not a perfect specimen for that sport, but what you lack in genetics, you make up with work ethic, right? It's a different thing. So I think in that regard, like, think of it like somebody like MJ to Kobe. People are like, oh, well, Kobe was almost MJ. Right, but the work ethic Kobe had to implement to get to MJ's level, you know what I'm saying? Genetically, MJ was just faster, can jump higher. His hands are gigantic, you know what I'm saying? So there's things that he could do with the ball that Kobe couldn't do based off of genetics, you know what I'm saying? So there's particular things like this that I'm excited that they're pointing out. He's really focused on raw talent. Cool, that's great, but there is also a factor of work ethic that does come into play in how you train to elevate yourself. If the gap in your natural, genetic ability isn't that large, you know what I'm saying? Like, it can't be like, you know what I'm saying, Muggsy Bogues level trying to be MJ. Like, it ain't, you know what I'm saying? Like, so that's all I'm gonna say. Let's keep it pushing. Poster. Nah. What? That was a dime. My dude got the dimes. What I say, bro? My dude got dimes, bro. Okay, so that was his thing. Dime, dime, dime. He's like, what? All right, you gonna miss. He did it on purpose. He did it on purpose. Nah, bro. He did it on purpose. He knew that he was going to be there. He did it on purpose, bro. Get out of here. This is kind of wild. It was so funny, though, because, like, I played point guard, so I was always facilitator, right? So I love the idea of creating a play. You know what I'm saying? So that, to me, that's fire. I just want to see will he actually have handles with the not where'd you come from? That's a bar. That was a bar, boy. You hear that? That was cold. He was like, look, he's like, I know my skill set isn't going to make me a particular star, right? But I'm a dope shadow. And the strong the light, strong as shadow. You know what I'm saying? So that's a cold concept. Okay, so after one I'm assuming this is one episode. It's the credits. Okay, so credit. All right, so first episode down. What I have noticed is, and maybe it's just this, and maybe it's just this early on. I'm not gonna say it's gonna be like this for the whole entire series, and maybe things like Slam Dunk may run into a similar thing. But basketball is such a fast sport, and because I know the physics of basketball so well, like just looking at how it's played, I think the animation is gonna struggle in trying to depict. You know what I'm saying? Because in this, like, angles are off, form is off, like just the body movements are off. How they're standing is off. Like it doesn't, they look stiff. They look, you know what I'm saying? Like the movements are like, you know what I'm saying? Like the silhouettes, again, it could get better. I'm not going to say it's not, but from what I'm gathering thus far, knowing how fast paced basketball is and how quick switchy muscles work, it definitely seems like it's going to struggle in the animation department. So hopefully the story carries that, unless the animation does come up to par. So let's keep this pushing. So the interesting thing about that, so because I didn't really fully catch that in the first one, right, was the fact that my man's was recognized by the other five, right? So that's a very different thing other than like, you know, some people recognize this person to be a sixth. No, it's the five, you know, miracles recognized him as a particular miracle. So that's dope. It's different when your peers recognize you versus fans, you know what I'm saying? Like that. That's not it. that's not it as far as everything else looks good. Like the hoop, everything else looks good. It's the movement of the you know, the fluidity of them. Can you not show up normally, bro? Yo, this is the library again. Not are you stupid? Man, you don't shut the hell up, bro. This nigga, no, bruh. This nigga telling a life story? Somebody smack him. Yep. Now I want a girlfriend. Nah. Or maybe he's one of the team member. The potential team member. Ooh, hit you with the. All rounder. 'Is he gonna? First of all, he's gonna play you in a suit, or does he already have like a jersey under his fucking suit? Oh, got you. Oh. Yeah. Still got him, boy. He is like, you small. You small in here, boy. Poster. Boy. Ah, he's high. Okay, man. I mean, look, first couple episodes down, I'm liking kind of the lore that they're building, right? Especially this last episode, this last segment with one of the, miracles. But he came in wanting to recruit Kuroko. So in my head, I'm like, okay, they don't really understand his value on the team that he's on right now. They don't really see how valuable he is. But the other guys know. They're like, no. Like, we know how nasty this guy is. Like, hey, come play with me. You know what I'm saying? So in that regard, I'm like, okay, this is interesting, because what it does right now is he just got edified by one of the miracles in front of his own team, right? Edification basically just means you speaking highly of somebody else to another party, right? You're like, oh, like when you introduce somebody and you build them up in front of your new, friend or whatever, right? So that edification goes a long way, especially in a team sport where they don't really know you, but they know of this other person. So if this other person that is a higher status, more skilled or whatever, validates you, you know what I'm saying? Says, no, like, oh, y'all got such and such? Oh, yeah, he a problem. They're like, oh, what, him? Oh, yeah, no, he nice. Like, that's essentially what just happened, right? So really dope. The fact that he was like, nah, like, after me bodying your main guy here, come play with me, bro. Like, why are you playing with them? You know what I'm saying? Interesting. That's interesting a lot. I think my biggest thing right now is just gonna have to get used to the animation style. It's not that it's bad, it's just looking at how basketball is, right? It's the little details. Again, I've played it, so I know how a body moves. When you're shooting, like here, they go from here, like the ball, and then next thing you know, they're fully extended. They're fully extended, and the ball is just here. Versus the, you know what I'm saying? Like there's a whole motion that goes into this. You know what I'm saying? So to me, it's like, it's just kind of like a whoo. It's really awkward looking. And even some of the postures and stuff, I think is just a little, it looks off. It just looks a little off. But again, I'm not gonna say that that's going to hinder the series at all. I just think it just may be something that basketball is very difficult to dial in, because it's not like where you're primarily using, like in soccer, you're primarily using your feet. I don't play soccer either though, so I would imagine people that play soccer may see the little details that they're kind of like, you know what I'm saying? Maybe a little wonky for people that play soccer or baseball. But even with baseball, like it's very, what's the word? Fundamentally based. Like it's very form, you know what I'm talking about? Like, what's the word? The word is escaping me right now. It's very technical based, technique based, right? Where, you know, okay, you have the bat and then, you know, you're essentially, you know what I'm saying? Like there's a lot of technique and forms in baseball, right? Holding the ball a particular way as you pitch type of thing. Basketball, there is a level of fluidity to the sport. It's not really, you know, you know what I'm saying? Like there's not a lot of formulaic movement in basketball. And the body is it's a lot of lateral, a lot of low, you know what I'm saying? A lot of long lines. So it's going to be interesting to see how it gets translated into anime. And again, I'm not knocking the show point because of that. I just think it will be difficult to fully get that dynamic of a body movement. I would imagine to be something similar to like football will probably be a similar thing that'd be hard, like actual like American football would be another thing that's really hard to get, right? Boxing is it's very, you know what I'm saying, technical. There's techniques that are built into that. So I think in this, golf will be another thing where it's very technical. So I'd love to hear your guys' thoughts though. So far, I'm liking the lore that they're setting up. How this expands and how these characters now start to grow together is going to be interesting. I like the fact that Kuroko isn't like the star player. I like that right off the bat. Like he's not the gifted scorer. He's not the tall guy that has all the attention, that everybody's looking at him to be the sole focus, the sole leader of the team, right? He is a support type of player. So it's really interesting to see that take on the show, like on the sport. And I like that. I like that because it could easily be like, oh, you're the shooting guard. Cool. You know what I'm saying? You're the center. Cool. I can understand you being the focal point of the show, which is why you have this other guy. Is it Kagami? I gotta get the names down. Let me see. But I think in that regard, it's figuring that out, right? It's figuring out like how they mesh together and all that. But we'd love to hear you guys' thoughts. Let me know in the comments down below. I'll catch you guys in the next one.